Welcome. Today I'll be sharing a short and sweet flow, about 20 minutes around. So first, settling into your breath, feeling the rise and fall. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feeling the prana, the life force, flowing through your body. Allowing the breath to be audible, especially on the exhale. Putting the hands on the tops of the knees, we'll start with some seated cat-cows. On the inhale, drawing the chest forward, and on the exhale, rolling the shoulders back. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Moving through at the cycle of your own breath. Getting into a flow, following the breath. Using the knees to pull you forward. Next, you can use a strap, just your hands, perhaps a belt or a piece of fabric, reaching it behind your back. We'll start with one hand over top, one hand underneath. Slowly inching the hands closer and closer together till you find the sweet spot. Just holding here, reaching through the crown of your head. Perhaps expanding through the heart on your inhale. Go ahead and switch sides. Next, we're going to move into a seated spinal twist, setting the strap to the side, extending the legs out in front of you. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold, reaching for the soles of the feet. Perhaps if that's inaccessible, or if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, reaching for the strap again, wrapping it around the balls of the feet, extending up and then folding down again. Seeing how straight you can keep your back as you fold forward, turning in, deepening on every exhale. Setting the strap to the side, move into those seated spinal twists next. Stacking one knee over the other, reaching through the crown of your head, placing your hands on the soles of your feet, settling in, feeling the sweetness, feeling the joy. We'll hang out here for about 10 full cycles of breath. And we're going to go ahead and twist to one side, looking over the shoulder, reaching your hand over the top knee, opposite hand behind you. Switching sides, stacking the opposite knee over top, hands to the soles of the feet, breathing here. Twisting, deepening into the pose, one hand over the top knee, the other hand behind you. Gaze over the shoulder. Returning back to center. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold once again, reaching for the soles of the feet. Stacking one knee over the other, perhaps bringing that hand to the outside edge of the foot, the other hand behind you. Again, extending through the crown, breathing deeply here. Deepening on every exhale, deeper into the spine. Extending those feet back out, reaching over top, Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Second side, stacking the leg over, Reaching the arm along the outside edge, opposite arm behind you. Reaching the gaze outward, still extending through the crown. Next, we're going to move into asana, low lunge. Keeping the back leg down, the front knee forward. Making sure that knee doesn't go past the ankle to protect your ankle and knee. Reaching through the fingers. There's also an option to keep the hands on the tops of the knees or the ground, finding where it's comfortable for you. Deepening on each exhale. Finding balance and depth. Exhaling. I'm going to walk the foot to the outside edge of the mat, perhaps bringing a block or a book close by to give yourself some extra support. Leaning on the forearms, lizard pose. Breathing deeply here into the hips. Next inhale, coming out, removing those blocks. I'm going to move into pigeon pose from here, bringing the leg parallel to the mat, keeping that back leg extending straight backward, stacking the block once again, giving your forehead, your face somewhere to rest as you deepen into your pose. Feeling this in the glutes, the hips. Next we'll move into deer pose, which is a variation. Bringing that back knee forward, facing towards the front knee, shifting the shoulders in that direction. Reaching through the crown. Coming out of deer pose, we're going to move into downward facing dog, pausing the center between each side, pedaling out your dog, moving the opposite foot forward, dropping the knee, asana, low lunge, extending through the fingers, perhaps taking a mudra here. Deepening into the hips on each exhale. Moving into lizard on the second side, stacking the blocks, books, whatever you have available, allowing the forearms to rest there. Deepening into the hips. Continuing your breath, remembering to breathe. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose or mouth, whatever feels comfortable. Setting the blocks aside, walking the foot in a little bit, setting the leg parallel to the front of the mat. Back leg extending straight back. Move into pigeon on the second side. Deepening if that feels comfortable, perhaps resting chin, the forehead, the face on the blocks or the mat, perhaps a pillow. Paying attention to any sensations that arise, allowing them to pass. Setting the blocks to the side, we'll move into deer pose on the second side. Angling the shoulders, the gaze towards that front knee. Soaking in each benefit of each pose through the breath. From here, we're going to move into standing forward fold, reaching down, swaying the hands back and forth. Inhale, rising up, hands overhead. Exhale, reaching into the side body, perhaps grabbing opposite wrists, reaching across. Feeling that length extending from your wrist to your ankle down into the earth. Exhale to center. Exhale, second side. Reaching through the side body. Ankle to wrist, one energy line. Inhale back to center. Exhale, reaching back into the back body, keeping the integrity of the back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Guarding through all four corners of the feet, Tadasana, mountain pose. Here we'll move into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Front foot facing forward, back foot facing forward, like railroad tracks, extending through the fingers, standing strong. Breathing here. Inhale, exhale. Next, inhale, reaching the front fingers forward, turning that back foot perpendicular to the front foot, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Reaching through those front fingers, extending the energy line. Next, inhale, coming back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Move to the second side, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Feet parallel. Hands reaching overhead. Standing strong. Long line, reaching towards the heavens. Inhale, reaching forward, back arm reaches back. Feet become perpendicular, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Reaching the gaze through the front fingers. Exhaling into that extension. Inhale, coming forward. We're going to set up for a few balancing poses. First, we're going to move through tree pose. You can have a block nearby to rest your foot on. There's also an option to bring your foot to the inside edge of your calf, inside edge of your thigh, or bring your foot to a lotus position. The hands can be at heart center. They can reach overhead. And if your tree sways in the wind a little bit, that's okay. You can always get back into it. Part of the pose. Finding a comfortable place to hang out for a few cycles of breath. Feeling balance through all four corners of your feet, rooting down. Seeing the roots of the tree grow. Slowly coming out of it. Go ahead and set up the block on the second side to have those options again. Option to set the foot on the block, inside edge of the thigh, or the calf, or lotus position on this side as well. Hands could be at heart center, or overhead, finding what's comfortable for your practice today. Coming out of your tree pose slowly, back to Tadasana for a moment. Next, we're going to move into Garudasana, Eagle Pose. Stacking the arms over top of each other, reaching for the wrist. Option to keep the foot rest on the block or to wrap it around. Once you get into a comfortable position, you can really sit into your Eagle Pose. You can begin to move the arms around. Unfolding, coming out. Move to the second side, wrapping the leg, finding where it's comfortable, wrapping the arms, making sure to do the opposite side that you did before. Sitting down into your Eagle Pose, moving the elbows, the shoulders. feeling into your pose. Exhale, coming out. Move the blocks out of the way. I'll do another spinal twist by reaching the front foot across, reaching through the side body. Opposite ankle reaches through to opposite wrist, grabbing opposite wrist. Feeling into the spine, the side body, rooting down into the feet. Exhale, second side, stacking the foot across, reaching for opposite wrist, extending through, finding length, breathing deeply. Coming back to neutral, reaching the hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Gonna step back into a plank pose, reaching up for up dog or cobra pose, whichever is comfortable and accessible for you, whatever feels good. Reaching through the crown, extension again. Broadening the shoulders, opening the heart. Bringing the legs forward, we're going to do the figure 4 stretch as we begin to wind down our practice for today. Stacking one leg over the other, the ankle goes across the thigh, reaching the hands across the back of the thigh, drawing in, creating that 4 shape. Rocking side to side, drawing the thighs as close in as feels comfortable. Next, we're going to stack the knees on top of each other, reaching the arm in the opposite direction, keeping the other arm to anchor down the knees, making sure they're stacked equally. Reaching through the fingertips, twisting into the spine, feeling the benefits of the practice soaking in. Move through our second side of the figure 4 stretch. One leg stacked over the other, ankle over the thigh, drawing the hands on the thigh, drawing it in. Shifting back and forth. Stacking the knees on the second side, extending the opposite arm out. Hand on the same side of the knees, anchors it down. Bringing the body to stillness slowly. Each exhale brings more stillness, more calm. Extending the legs out, preparing for your Shavasana, perhaps taking any final poses your body might be asking for before stillness. Settling in, feeling every part of your body that's touching the mat, anchoring down, drawing you towards the earth, releasing, letting go. You're welcome to hang out in Shavasana for as long as your body needs. It could be short, it could be long. Following the body. When you're ready, bring subtle movement back into the body. Fingers, toes. When you're ready to begin moving onto your side, slowly pushing yourself back up to seated. Hands to heart center. Thank you for your practice today. Namaste.